Hi, in this session we'll talk about U.S. case studies in distance education. Specifically higher ed and K-12. For higher ed, our case study, our exemplar, will be Arizona State, and for K-12, the Florida Virtual School. And Arizona State has been an online leader in the transition from a traditional higher ed environment to a powerful online presence. They now offer over 100 fully online degree or certificate programs. Their most recent headlines have been in collaboration with edX, providing their online freshman year, where freshmen can study from home, need not pay to live at the university, only pays for courses that they pass, and even then at a reduced price of only $600 per course. So here's Arizona State and their news in 2015. How did we get here where currently over 90% of higher ed institutions offer an online course? Let's go back 30 years to 1985 when Nova Southeastern offered their first online graduate degrees. Nova Southeastern has a nationwide presence and enrolls about 28,000 students online today. Well, the University of Phoenix is well known as an undergrad fully online institution. They moved their entire curriculum online at about 1989. And that was before the World Wide Web was in existence. So this was all the day of home computers, online modems, text, bulletin board, that sort of thing. There was clearly a demand for this because at their height, they enrolled 600,000 students, making them the largest higher ed institution in the U.S. Because of competition online and maybe some higher level, higher quality in some other institutions. Their current institution is half of their maximum. But with it being a modem world at that time, AOL, America Online, was one of the largest providers of online content. And around 1992, they created the Electronic University Network and offered an online PhD. But 1995, something more dramatic happened. 19 governors of Western states got together and said, we are rural states, we serve rural populations. They need education, but they don't have access to city centers with major universities. We can do that, we can provide that to them online. So they created the Western Governors University, a fully online university which currently enrolls about 63,000 students. Well, around this time, the World Wide Web was exploding. People were learning to use browsers, and suddenly content became more accessible. So, just before the year 2000, the two most popular current learning management systems started. Blackboard and Moodle and their competitors meant that universities no longer had to create their own framework for delivering online content. They could adopt one of the learning management systems, and that made the entry so much easier. Another milestone was in 2002 when MIT launched its Open Courseware project, where they placed not courses, but the course content and resources completely online, completely for free. Up until that time, no university gave away its content. They protected it jealously. But MIT, one of the best universities in the world, realized that content in the age of the web is free and ubiquitous. What they had to offer was their world-class faculty and an unmatched degree. So the result was that students around the world have seen what their content is like, have seen videos of their professors in action, and their applications have increased in number and in quality. It's the best and cheapest advertising they've ever done. Following in that line, but this time offering whole classes, was the Khan Academy. So halfway between 2005 and 2010, also was the first MOOC course. And that was a collaborative, constructivist MOOC, enrolling about 2,000 people. But again, here we have a watershed of free classes and courses being offered. Now, up until this time, employers and educators regarded online courses as substandard. They were second or third or fourth rate. But we have another watershed. In 2010, 80% of employers said that for what they've seen, their new employees coming from online classes and schools are equally as well prepared as those coming from face-to-face schools. So this is a watershed in equating online quality to that of face-to-face. The higher ed online courses exploded as we approached 2012 with the XMOOCs. Coursera, Udacity, and edX together brought free courses from over 100 universities. They currently offer about 1,000 courses online every year. In 2013, Florida, which was a pioneer with the Florida Virtual High School, now realized that they can create a Florida Virtual University. So University of Florida Online is the first public, fully online university. And that brings us up to 2015 with Arizona State and their partnership with edX. At this point, over 90% of higher ed institutions offer online courses. Most higher ed students have taken one or more online courses. Where's K-12? Let's look at the Florida Virtual School, which had its start in 1995 with a grant from IBM. And they started a pilot a year later, expanded to 21 schools, a whole district. Florida school districts are gigantic. They're as large as some entire state departments of education. As the web became viable, the Florida Virtual School courses were web accessible. And they started introducing the elements beyond just courses that a school needs. The virtual counselor, the virtual high school counselor. Well, they've been doing this for so long, they've enrolled so many students that they now are able to create their own apps, such as this one, this geometry app, where somebody can learn about the slope of a line on their phone. So these are some other apps and applications, learning games that were created by and for the Florida Virtual School. So Solar Skate here is available as a download from the Apple Store. It's a phone-based learning game. Here we have a phone system where you can see how your friends are doing on their learning tasks, and there's a leaderboard of your friends to see how you rate compared to them. Some entertaining games like Crazy Cravings were created by small technology firms like Fablevision in this case. In Crazy Cravings is for health and nutrition for younger kids, and Conspiracy Code is an immersive 3D multiplayer game for high school social studies? Well, you can see by their increase in enrollment where they get the demand for customized learning resources. So the state of Florida, being the promoter of the Florida Virtual School, creates billboard advertisements such as this one, where the state isn't pitting the online school against the face-to-face school, but rather as a perfectly viable alternative to it. So the completion history, starting with 2001, where there were about 10,000 completions, up to 2010, where they have 250,000 completions, and by now they are well past that. It shows the commitment and success of a major online public school. Where are the other states in this? It turns out that about 30 states have their own virtual schools. Florida being by far the largest, as of 2011, about 300,000 course enrollments. The next largest is only about 90,000, I say only, with North Carolina, followed by Alabama, 33,000. Perhaps the rural areas in North Carolina and the poverty areas in Alabama are the cause of this. Maybe these state departments of education find online learning a good way to provide higher quality opportunities to students in attending low-income or rural schools. About 10 schools, 10 states have state-led online initiatives, not their own schools, but where the states are taking the lead. They're not yet enrolling lots of students. The biggest one reported is in Wyoming. And then there are about 10 states that don't provide any leadership, either providing a virtual school or coordinating an online program. So that's the state of online courses and learning in the United States.